We've all been there before, minding your own business, driving down the road, having a good time, and you hear it ka-chink, ka-pick, and there's your windshield, suddenly with a crack or a bullseye. Some windshields are better than others. Some get really, really quite bad. All of them are unacceptable. I am kind of impatient. I can't stand looking at a crack in a windshield. My 2003 F-250, in all the years I've owned it, it's gotten 2 cracks that would spread, and I instantly go ahead and get new windshields put in. Ford trucks being pretty cheap, it's an easy choice for me. I don't like driving and having to look through a crack. However, that can get expensive, and over the years I've heard more and more about these repair kits, and if your crack isn't spreading, you can repair it and it's almost invisible. I don't really know if I believe in this, but I'm tired of paying $200 every time I get a crack. So although I'm not going to be working on the windshield in the old crane truck today, I am going to be trying one of the crack repair kits on my 2003 F-250. What do we got to lose? I'm an idiot. This is the chip we're dealing with. This has been in the windshield of the F-250 for over a year, maybe even 2 years. I've been waiting to see if it's going to spread. It hasn't, so I feel if there's ever a time to try a windshield repair kit, this is probably the one it'll work on. This is actually rather low. It's not very close in my line of vision. It hasn't really been too annoying. I just worry about it spreading. So we're going to give it a try. We're going to see if this stuff is all it's cracked up to be. I have my doubts, but I'm willing to give it a try because I am a man of science. First things first, we're going to have to get some windshield cleaner and clean the window. It's got to be a really clean surface where we try this. Walmart Windex. A little piece of paper towel goes a long way. Suppose I don't want to seal any bug guts or dirt into the wound. So that's probably why it's important to clean this thing up. This is the kit I got. I got it off of Amazon. I think it was about 12 bucks. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, I'm not too far off from where I am now. A little bit about the truck. I bought this new in 2002. It's an 03 model. 4-door, 4-wheel drive F-250. It's got the sad little base V8 engine, the 5.4, which makes a earth-shattering, 250 horsepower, and I think 300 or 350 foot-pounds. Its tow rating is about the same as a Honda CR-V, but I do pull a car trailer and put stuff on it, so it works hard, but you don't sweat much for a fat girl. So before we get going, I'm going to mark the spot from the inside with a little bit of tape so that we can do a good comparison of before and after and see if we can really see a difference. I don't know. I've seen things online where this seems to work really well. And of course there's guys that set up tents and offer to do this for you. I don't know how much they charge. I think it's around 50 bucks or so. But at that point, you know, again, a Ford pickup windshield is cheaper than a 60-year-old whore on a pier in San Diego. And so I just as soon replace the windshield if I'm getting close to 100 bucks. All right, as all real men must do at one point or another in their life, we're going to read the instructions. I know, it's a wild concept, but at $12 a shot, I'm only going to take one shot at this. So if I screw it up, I'm done. All right, clean the damaged area. Clean out any loose glass particles from pit hole caused by striking object of the brake using push pin. All right, so step 2. Mount seal to windshield. Peel backing off one side of adhesive seal. Line up hole and seal with the pit, pointing tab upward, like so. Press seal to glass. All right, let's see if we can pick anything out of this hole real quick. So they included a handy-dandy little thumbtack. So you've got something sharp that you can pick out. And I guess what you're trying to do is dislodge any small pieces of loose glass or grit as this has been in the windshield for as long as it has, I doubt there's anything in there. And sure enough, I'm not able to get anything out of that. So we're going to call that done. So the next step was to peel the backing off one side of the adhesive seal and line it up. So this is the adhesive seal. We're going to peel one side off. How about that side right there? Line the hole up and seal with the pit, pointing tab upward. Press it to the glass. So we're going to line that hole up with the pit on the glass. That seems pretty good. The tab's up. Press that baby on. Okay. Step 3, remove backing from seal. Sure, let me just use my little raccoon fingertips to do this. Okay. Mount pedestal to adhesive seal. Make sure the tabs match up. Press pedestal to glass. Run fingers around pedestal to ensure a tight bond. My God, that's as exact as you can get. Okay, now I've got to open this tube of rosin. It says to take it 1/8 of an inch up. Oh no. There it goes. I guess that's about it. Okay, now you take the syringe device and with the plunger in the lower position, you stick that in there, engage it tightly, it says, and then you pull it up until it engages the notch inside with this wire bail. So you're creating a vacuum in there apparently. Okay, and you leave it in that position for 10 minutes. So we'll be watching the clock. It's interesting to see how it's pulling up some of the rosin and bubbling it in the vacuum. Ten minutes have passed by, so I'm supposed to be able to pull this thing off of the windshield. I'm a little worried because there's rosin at the bottom, but let's see how big of a mess this makes. Okay. Now it says that I should release the pressure like so. And then I'm supposed to repressurize this thing. Oops. Okay, so let's put it back in there. And that's got it under pressure now. Yeah, looks like it's forcing a little bit of the rosin back in there. So this stage takes 20 minutes. So how to occupy the time? Well, good idiots know that wherever they're working nearby, they've always got something to occupy their time. Looks like 20 minutes passes by quickly when you're relaxed and just enjoying a nice day through the garage door. So at this point, we're supposed to remove the syringe and the base, the pedestal, and they provide a razor blade for this purpose. So let's go ahead and take that off, get that under there, see if we can pick this thing up. There we go. So I can still see a little pit in the middle of this thing. Actually, I can see the crack some too. And the instructions say that you can fill the pit if you have a little bit of rosin left. You're supposed to squish it into the pit. And then use this piece of yellow film, they provide. Put that on there and squeeze out the air bubbles, it says. Now it's supposed to sit there for 15 minutes or so. The instructions say to put it into direct sunlight because the UV radiation is supposed to help it dry and cure better. So we'll do that. I'm going to use the razor blade to see if I can get any more squish out of this. Yeah. I don't know, campers. I'm losing my faith in science here. We'll back it up out into the sun and let it cure for 15 more minutes outside. Okay, it's been 15 minutes, a little longer. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. We use the razor blade to get rid of the excess material. Yeah. I don't know, fellow idiots. Let's take a close look at this. Not really exactly what I would call invisible. Let's go inside and see what it looks like. I'd say it's a little bit better, but it's certainly by no measure would anybody say that's invisible. Seems like I may have spent 12 bucks and an hour's worth of work for almost no return. I don't know if it was the type of crack. Maybe it's just a little too big. It says on the package it's for stone chips. Of course, that was caused by a stone, but it's not the classic bullseye kind of chip. I was hoping it would force the material down into the crack a little better, just so it wasn't so visually apparent, but it's still quite visible. We'll hit it with a little bit of Windex. Just get out the last of that residue. Well, again, I'm not impressed. It was a good experiment. I guess it's easier to throw away $12. Luckily, this crack isn't in my line of vision. It doesn't seem to be moving. I'm willing to let this one roll for a while. If I pick up another one that gets into the line of vision across the front, then I'd probably go ahead and get another windshield. So my review of the Blue Star windshield repair kit is no stars for Blue Star. I don't think I did anything wrong with installation. It could have been the style of crack. If I had a bullseye, I guess I would try it one more time, but I won't try it anymore on these cracks. Crack is whack. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope that you manage to do something more successfully than I have. And whatever you do, don't be an idiot.